it sort of graphically explains, yeah, what samsara is all about. All right? And we don't know where it began, but even possible during the Buddha's time. They came up with a mandala. A mandala is a graphic representation, yeah, of the teachings. You know, if you go to Borobudur, for example, it's the cosmos is in stone. Yeah. Similarly, all the Buddhist traditions, they have what we call the wheel of life. Wheel going round and round. Life, existence. All right? And here we are trying to understand how existence is tied up with suffering. Yeah? And what constitutes an I? What constitutes a self? All right? And what generates all of this? Okay? So, very graphically, they have more or less encapsulated the entire teaching of the Buddha, which is relevant. Remember, the Buddha kept saying, the irrelevant. So this tells us what we need to look for, where we stand in this cosmos. What is my place? All right? And where do I go from here? Where did I come from? Where did I go from here? And going round and round. Okay? So for that, they have this representation of the wheel of life. Right? And it's a wheel with several concentric layers. Yeah? And the whole wheel with these concentric circles and 6 segments. Right? And these 6 segments plus the wheel is entrapped by a demon. A fierce demon with claws that's grabbing this wheel. That is samsara. All right, that demon is represented, and we are trapped by this. Okay, and this going round and round, yeah, includes 6 segments like an orange. Yeah, and these 6 segments represent the entire existence of all the realms, yeah, that are possible. Yeah, remember Lokavidu? The Buddha saw these different realms, ranging from very high levels of development, beings with high levels of development, all right, and we call them gods. Yeah, gods, devas. What devas meaning beings of light. They have developed their spiritualities to high levels. Yeah, they enjoy, yeah, greater happiness. I say happiness within inverted commas because within that happiness is impermanence. As long as anything is impermanent, it cannot be happiness. Yes, yeah. Okay, well, now we understand what we mean by when we use the term happiness. This is what it means, okay? So, they enjoy relatively higher levels of happiness, okay? And also, they exist for much, much longer, millions of years, yeah? Which makes sense in our modern understanding of the solar system, yeah? The Milky Way galaxy takes 250 million years to make one turn. So 1 year in the solar Milky Way galaxy is 250 million years. So a god living in the outside of the solar system would consider 250 million years as 1 year. Right? Then we move a little bit. There's another type of very powerful beings. They are very powerful because of their past karma and so on, but they are violent and they are very angry and they're constantly fighting with each other. So they are still angry, and so they occupy this level. We call them asuras. So there are the devas, there are the asuras. Okay? Then we have the beings who are have done so much of bad karma, so much of killing, stealing, lying. There's very little hope for them. And they, while the devas enjoy millions of years of happiness, they have to endure millions of years of suffering. Avicii hell. Some of the those who worked against the Buddha, who developed enormous degrees of hatred and anger and so on, they are confined to these lowest realms. In passing, we must mention, it is not permanent. Heaven is not permanent, hell is not permanent. That makes Buddhism unique. Then we come, this is extremely happy, this is extremely sad, but in between there is a world. We call that the Manusya Loka. That's where we are. We are not 100% pure, we are not 100% evil. We are a mixture of both. We are in the middle between that, and our lifespans are limited. There unlimited, here limited. All right. Then we have the animal worlds. All right. Animal worlds are also suffering worlds because they have no freedom, they have no control of their own lives. We are a little bit in that level. They have minds, but these minds are not developed enough to think. We know stories of animals being kind, being helpful, being grateful, and being intelligent. We know all of that, but they don't have the capacity that we have as Manusya to develop those minds. They have minds, but they can't develop their minds. However, latent in them, in any one of these, latent in them, if you look at the wheel of life, outside the wheel you will see a Buddha image. That's one. Besides the demon. And in each of those segments you will see a Buddha image also, because everyone has a Buddha nature. Everyone has a Buddha. And so you may be a dog this time, but when you die, it's possible that the latent goodness that you had developed in previous life will operate and you can become a god. A dog can become a god. Or conversely, a god will die, heaven is impermanent, and be a dog. So it goes round and round. When we understand that, the right thought will come to see the right perspective, why I need to get out of this. Now, so this is all going round and round. What generates this for all the different levels? Let's revise, The gods, the asuras, hungry ghosts, I missed that one out. The hell worlds, the animal world, and then the human world. What generates this? What is the motor that makes this work? In the middle of the wheel of life, you will see a pig, a cock, and a snake. All right? That pig is not really a pig, but it's a wild boar. All right? And a wild boar was selected to represent delusion. Why? Because he's short-sighted. They can't see far. So it's very, very beautifully put together, this whole thing. Because of my short-sightedness, now we use this important word, ignorance. It is our ignorance that is our biggest enemy. And the Buddha says, I teach you wisdom and compassion. My purpose is to destroy the ignorance that is in you, that is making you go round and round. It is because of your ignorance you believe in a self. This self makes you selfish. This selfishness, in your ignorance, you think there are things out there that are real. So you want to grasp this to make them your own. But the thing, when you yourself are not yourself, not a real entity, something permanent, something real, a personality. When you yourself are not that, how can you grasp at things which are in the same way? So that which is impermanent and changing and unreal is grasping of that which is impermanent, unreal. So, because of ignorance, there is craving. The grasping. But what is being grasped at is also not there. So, you are constantly frustrated. Dukkha. Unsatisfied. Every time you grab something, you don't want it, you move on. And our whole culture, our whole civilization is representative of that. Yeah, we are all the time grasping, we are not letting go. All right? So, the pig, the cock, and the snake, yeah, these are what represents delusion. The snake represents anger. But all of which is what is making us go around. All of this makes us act. Volitional actions. You know? Because of our ignorance, we have greed. Because of greed, we have aversion. Frustration is a better word than anger. It's not always necessarily anger, but frustration. Not getting what you want. What you want, you do not get. Okay, so this goes round and round. So long as the pig is alive and healthy, you go round and round. And we are talking in terms of billions of years. But you will notice the moment that that pig is destroyed, everything disappears. This whole thing is an illusion. You see, all of existence is an illusion in the final analysis. So if you destroy that pig, that means you replace ignorance with wisdom. Once you have wisdom, yeah, the cock disappears, the snake disappears. When that disappears, this wheel disappears. The demon disappears. Thank you.